Rightio, we've had an insane day on the water. The GoPro hasn't come out much. I've got a bit of footage. The other boys didn't have a GoPro on, so.
And Glenn didn't film again.
Yeah, because Glenn does it all the time to me.
But you didn't film this time either that much, so.
Yeah, I missed a fair bit, but it's alright. I'm gonna try and make what I can out of this video. But it was such a sick day. Best inshore trip we've done,
yeah,
by far. That's it. Some crays, big Fingermarks. Oh. All under there. Nice trout. And 3 big Spanish in there. Alright, so the sun's pretty much just come up and me and Glenn have jumped in for the first dive of the day, diving one of our shallower marks, just roughly 8 to 10 meters here. Viz was quite appalling. Only had around 2 to 3 meters at most, and as I'm diving down there you can see that I actually hit the bottom with the end of the spear gun just then. Bit of a classic when you're diving really dirty water. And just as I swim over to the structure, usually these structures hold either barramundi, fingermark, maybe the odd bar cheek coral trout and that sort of thing. So swim over, have just a bit of a quick look, being a bit stealthy, not moving too much to spook the fish or anything like that. This is the first time I've actually dived this mark, so wasn't too familiar with the structure and that sort of thing. Just sort of having a bit of a check out, and unfortunately didn't really come across much, didn't look too promising. This is now my second dive, so all the footage that you'll be seeing today is all mine because none of the other boys had a GoPro on. So in between this dive and the first one, Glenn took a dive as well, had a look, and he unfortunately didn't come across much either. So on this second one, I'm sort of struggling to find where the structure's at, and come across it again. Was on that same end there, having just a bit of a look, and like I said before, it was the first time I've dived this one, so I wasn't too familiar with everything. Probably could have done it a bit better, but it's always time to improve it next time. So had a look, didn't see anything again. Probably could have stuck my head in there a bit more, but after that we just decided to move back up, and we decided to send it to the next spot. The next spot was in 20 meters at a wreck that we've got, so you'll see that in a second.
Can I show it to the camera? I got it recording. Awesome.
So after jumping back in the boat and moving to our new spot, we moved to the wreck now, and we're roughly sitting in about 20 meters of water. Fortunately enough, we came across 6 to 7 meters of viz here, which was quite promising. And in that first clip you would have seen one of the boys went down and got a finger mark just a bit off the wreck. We were sort of struggling to find where the wreck was at first. Didn't have the marker straight on top of it, so as I'm going down here now, sort of just getting down to the bottom, as you can see there, something sort of spooked on the bottom and I haven't quite noticed it yet. But I'm just having a look around, trying to figure out if I can find this wreck, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to be anywhere nearby. So I just have a bit of a look around, check out this, whatever's being spooked there, and unfortunately couldn't really find anything at all. So at the end of this dive I just came back up, and then a few more boys took a dive each, and after I think 1 or 2 dives each, we ended up finding the wreck and putting the marker back onto the spot. So now on this dive, this is my first dive actually coming across the wreck, and I've sort of gotten down. I haven't properly landed straight on the bottom on top of it. Had to have a bit of a look around to find it, and then just there I see a few little nannies come past and sort of lead me straight to where the wreck was. And just as I come across it, I'm sort of at the end of my breath hold here, unfortunately, so I just had a quick look, made sure I knew what was sort of around there and that sort of thing, and by this point I just had to come back up. Was not ready to sort of have a full squeeze around, and then yeah, then after that another one of the boys dived down and landed another finger mark. So this was one of the big ones of the day. I think this one would have came in just over 70 centimeters or so. So that was good news to see another finger mark come up. After that I go for my third dive down, second dive actually on top of the wreck, and now I'm just having a look, trying to figure it out. I've sort of got a good idea where it is, but unfortunately my breath hold wasn't the best on this last dive that I did. Just come straight to it, had a bit of a look, and the first thing I saw was this big bar cheek coral trout, and I was sort of at the end of my breath, so I just took the shot. Unfortunately I was really slow with retrieving a line and ended up just getting it stuck in there, which is a bit of a bummer. Would have been a pretty decent bar cheek, so I just had to let go, come back up, and I was hoping one of the boys would sort of get it for me, but unfortunately not. And so after that last dive, we decided to move to the next spot, and fortunately enough, we found some even better fish there.
Right here guys, just jumped in the water, venture wetsuits, used their little throw flasher and this thing came straight in. Awesome fish. Look at it. Alright, we're gonna get back in.
Spearing my first fish of the day, another one of the boys ended up jumping in the water, and fortunately enough for us, there was a big school of Spanish around, and one of the other boys ended up with another one soon after that. Then Glenn 15 minutes later on with another one, and before we knew it, there were 3 big Spanish in the boat. Fortunately enough for us, they were all really curious, and we ended up scoring some really awesome fish. On the way home, we stopped at another spot, and I was lucky enough to come across one little cray just hiding in there, and I grabbed him. And so whether you're Townsville based or interstate, the Townsville Skindiving Club have their Yuli and QBI held this November, a really awesome competition with gradable fish caught every year with very knowledgeable divers. If you're interested, head down to their social media pages and website. All the relevant links will be posted below, and is more or less open to any keen spearos. If you're also interested in getting out on a day like this that we had, come down to the meetings every first Wednesday of the month, 7:30, and a great place to meet some like-minded people and just have a chat. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.